people. Funny thing is, she has a Zoom meeting. I have a Zoom meeting, so we pull to the side and we trying to get those stuff taken care of. I at full recovery started hitting the gym again, and I'm literally waiting on Florida DMV to send me some papers. They send me those papers. I take it to the local DMV. Boom, I get my license. After a year, I do a reevaluation, and then hopefully from there, no more reevaluations. But I can confidently say that I am seizure free.
Congrats,
Hey,
bro.
that's a big win, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Who that? Who
Congrats,
that in the
Jack.
background? That must be CJ. CJ, what up,
You're
pimp?
the dude up.
Chilling, man. Chilling at literally chilling at the rest stop, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna like have to legit chop it up with you about some school board type stuff though, Matt, privately. Like now is not the time or place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no worries. No worries. We can definitely get to it.
Mm.
Cam, you're real techie with the live stream and the sharing and the I see recorded meetings.
I don't play, bro. I'm a Adimu man. I strive for excellence. Though my strength may be put to the test, I will not settle for anything less than my best. With my brothers, I will stand, and to humanity, I extend a helping hand. When all is said
When
and
all is
done,
said and
success
done,
has
and
been
my
won.
success has been
The
won.
star of my legacy will shine. Why?
But I am a
For I
demon man.
am
Amen.
an Adimu man. What's going on, gentlemen? We are here. We are here. We are here. You know, been announcing this meeting for quite some time now, and so we are hoping for a good showing tonight. I know you guys are worldwide now, because I'm sure uh, CJ is in some foreign country. Um, I talked to another Adimu alum. He's in Thailand, so he won't be joining us apparently. Um, but appreciate y'all taking the time out of the schedule. But hopefully, again, some other brothers will be joining us tonight so we can keep everybody connected. Appreciate you guys that are at work, and I know John came into the room talking about he's driving, so he's on the side of the road, so somewhere. But just keep your eyes open. Don't let your guard down, John. You know, you never know what you might run into at the rest stop. But nevertheless, appreciate you guys for being here. And again, we'll give it a couple more minutes, you know, before we actually jump into the agenda tonight. But hopefully, everybody's been having a good Sunday. I know I have been. So far, so good. Anybody hot out there, or is that an understatement? Matt, what's the temperature
Hey,
in Arizona at this moment?
We've had a straight week of 115, 117. I think today it's like 112, 113.
And what is the heat index? It feels
Uh,
like what?
it's usually runs like right in the low 120s because there's no humidity out here.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. No power to you, my brother.
115
Almost.
is insanity. That's actually insane.
And see, that's why I'm getting out of here, Campbell.
I understand.
I took a job in Texas to start next Monday.
Oh, what part?
Austin.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Soon and very
That's when
soon
you say that.
you're getting closer to Pompano.
I'm just working my way east, jumping on the 10 and working east.
Hey,
My
like the White
sister's
House
really
said,
moving
come
over there right
on.
now.
Come on. We could use your help down here in South Florida as we take Adimu to the next level. As you guys know, this meeting is being recorded and it's also being shown on our YouTube channel, Adimu TV. And I think it's showing on our page too. I'm not sure, but it may be showing on the page as well. So I'm gonna pull up this agenda and we'll go ahead and get through this tonight. And hopefully we can have a productive meeting so everybody will be informed and know what's going on with this outstanding organization that is getting ready to celebrate its 25th anniversary. So I'm going to open up in a word of prayer, and then we'll jump right into our meeting. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this day that you bless us to be able to see. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you, Father, for just keeping us, this organization, the Adimu Men of Excellence, in existence for almost 25 years. We've had a number of young men that have been a part of this organization throughout these years, and they're continuing to strive for excellence. And as we come together tonight to discuss matters that pertain to this organization, we pray that you will give us knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, what we need in order to ensure that the legacy of Adimu continues and impacts even more young men than it has done in the past 24 years. So be with us, Father, and bless these young men that are connecting in this meeting from all over the world. We just pray that you just continue to watch over us and keep us. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, fellas. This meeting is always to give you guys an update as to where we stand now with Adimu, how things are going, and what we're looking to do in the future with your help. So just to get us started, let me see. Now my screen don't want to keep moving. All right, here we go. Just to recap, you guys can see that board of directors, nothing has changed since we had a meeting back in January. That was our last one. It was in January of this year, but our board of directors is the same as follows. Craig Jones is our president. Stephen Duncan is our vice president. Ben Abel is our treasurer. Muhammad Okur is our secretary. And Lyndon Turnquist is our board member. And of course, I am the executive director and president and founder of Adimu Men of Excellence. And I think we have most of the board members, or some of the board members in this meeting tonight. Hopefully they are here. And you guys can unmute yourself because I can't see who all is in the meeting.
Hello there.
Who's there? Okay, Lyndon.
How y'all doing this evening?
Any other board members in here? Unmute
Mike
yourself.
Right. Stevens here.
Okay.
Muhammad,
all right.
okay.
Yeah, okay. I see you, Muhammad. All right. So we got 3 of our board members here. All right. So let's go into our chapter reports. This past year, 2023-2024 school year, Blanche Ely was the only active chapter that we had. We did have 20 members in that organization. We had 4 to graduate this year. And hopefully the ones that remain will be returning to Blanche Ely in the fall or in just a couple of weeks. And as I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes, our goal for the 2024-2025 school year is actually to double that number in terms of our membership at Ely. But we did not have a chapter at Silver Lakes Middle School. The gentleman, Mr. Jonathan Thomas, who was over the chapter at Silver Lakes Middle School, he left the school. Now he works with the Boys and Girls Club. And so I plan on having a meeting with the principal of Silver Lakes Middle School to see if we can identify someone to take over the Adimu chapter at that school and get it reestablished. But we'll be talking more so about that in the future. James Fauché Learning Center, I don't know if Muhammad has any updates on that particular chapter, if they're active or if it's kind of still at a standstill. Muhammad, do you have any updates on that particular chapter?
Yeah, it's still inactive as of right now. COVID made it really hard for any outside volunteers to be on campus, and then like over the Zoom type of thing for kind of a middle school chapter is really hard. So still inactive at the time being.
All right. All right. So just some highlights from the 2023-2024 school year. We had our induction ceremony back in November of 2023, where we inducted 8 young men into the organization. In the past couple of years, thanks to Josias and some of those other guys, we actually started inducting some seniors. And thankfully, most of them, we haven't regretted that decision to allow them to join. Most of them, the seniors that we admitted as new members or that we inducted as members, really were active. I think Mendez was the only senior that we inducted this year. He was really active and engaged. He actually was in the step show, all that good stuff. But they were inducted on November 7th. Then we had our Giving Tuesday. Thanks to alumni like you, we were able to raise over $1,000 in November for Giving Tuesday, which is always a good thing. In November, I traveled up to Orlando and met with some of the alumni there, Lyndon and some of the other guys. Remember, we got a chance to have dinner together. And so that was really nice. Hopefully I'll do more of that this year. In December, I traveled to Washington, D.C., where I got a chance to see Terrence Johnson, Adimu alum, perform with Step Africa. And then we had dinner with some of the alumni in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, the DMV. So that was very nice. And then in January, we had our first alumni meeting of this year. And March 3rd, we finally, after much delay and postponement and all that other stuff, March 3rd, we had our South Florida alumni reunion. And thanks to Josias and Jai and all those guys who worked together to make that happen, because we kept putting it off. It was supposed to have been in December of last year, but, you know, like I said, it kept being postponed. We were able to have it in March 3rd. On March 8th, we made an appearance on Channel 10 down here in South Florida, and the step team got a chance to perform and get ready for the step show, which took place on Saturday, March 9th. This year was the first year we moved back into the big gym. Last year we had it in the auditorium, and we pretty much sold out the auditorium. And so we want to move it back to the big gym. So this year was the first time we had it in the big gym since it's been, you know, even before the pandemic. So it's been a while since we've had the show in the big gym. But this year we had it in the big gym. Still got some growing to do in terms of attendance and participation. But I think we're getting that momentum back, not only in terms of the teams participating, but the crowd interest as well. So we got some things in the works and that we plan to do to increase our attendance so we can get that big gym attendance like we used to have it back in the day. In April, we had one of our alum, Christopher Hall, did a home buyers workshop for us. That was the first time we did that online. Some of you participated in that. It was on Zoom. And we want to do more of those things, educational and informational workshops, not just for Adimu alum and Adimu members, but for anybody who wants to attend. So we appreciate Chris for doing that. June 4th, we had our awards dinner where we recognize our graduating seniors. Like I said, we had 4, but I think 4 seniors that graduated this year and 3, if I remember correctly, Samir, Jaden, Mendez, I think those were the 3 that were there at the awards dinner. Hope I'm not forgetting anybody. And Jaden Blake is the one who got our scholarship this year, $4,000. And I don't know why it says 8 graduates. I think that was from last year. But this year we only had 4 graduates on June 8th. All right. So those are pretty much some of the highlights of this year, you know. And then, of course, as you guys know, there's a lot more that goes on in the meetings. The guys participated this year at the Ely, presenting their badges. We're still giving out the badges, and they've been active and engaged with that. So I really appreciate that. They stay on me about making sure they get those badges. We got a chance to meet with the state attorney this past school year. We got a chance to do some other things together. And so we went to Top Golf, and so it was a good year. It was a good year. All right. Next, we'll talk about our financial report. Okay. And really what I'm, again, is just giving you guys an update, and we'll have some questions and talk about our plans for the future. So as of today, Adimu has in its account $1,544.90. In January of this year, we had $1,780.99 in our account. So since then, since between January and July of this year, we have had an income and deposits of $11,800.90. That's inclusive of donations that we receive. That's inclusive of funds raised, as a result of the step show. And when you guys, buy tickets to the step show, and other people buy tickets to the step show. And not only that, but those of you who came to the awards banquet, things of those nature, all those go towards our income and deposits. So that was $11,800.90 so far this year. As far as expenses and withdrawals between that same time period, it was $11,657.72. Okay, so you can see we're a nonprofit, so even though we want to make money, we don't keep it. And so we're spending money usually as we make it. And that $11,657 is inclusive of prize money for the step show, other expenses, because the step show was our biggest expense in the 2023-2024 school year. And so those are expenses. Now, on a monthly basis, we actually have some fixed costs, things that we pay, and it's only $276.76. That includes our insurance. In order to, we've expanded now where we're applying for grants, and in order for us to apply for those grants, they do require that we have liability insurance. They require that we have sexual molestation insurance. They require that we have these things in order to apply for the grant. So that's part of that expense. We also have a storage unit. After 24 years, Demo has a lot of stuff. And so, and I'm definitely not trying to keep it in my place. And so we do have a storage unit that we pay for every month. We also have a mailing address that we pay for on a monthly basis. And so all that stuff adds up to about $276.76 every month. Now, upcoming expenses, we do have to give Jaden Blake his $1,000 scholarship. And so after paying that and paying our expenses for the remainder of this month, the estimated account balance, unless we get some additional donations or deposits in the coming weeks, by July 30th, we will be down to $408 in the Adimu bank account. And so as you all know, as we start the new school year, there are things we got to do in terms of promotions and flyers and that help us to do the recruiting. And of course, that stuff costs money. And so if nothing else changes, like I said, if we don't get any additional income, we will have an ending balance of $408 at the end of this month. Any question about anything I've gone over so far? Any question about the financials? Any questions? All right, everybody seems to be pretty clear. I see. Y'all not saying anything in the chat, I don't believe. All right, okay. So, go back to this. So let's talk about our donations. One of the ways that we get money. Okay. Appreciate, big shout out to those of you who have donated to Adimu. It really does make a difference. The bulk of our money comes in through our website, and that's PayPal. And so from January to July, we alumni donated $730 through PayPal. Through Cash App, that's the second means by which we get donations. Alumni donated $513 from Zelle. We had $100. And some of you, like I know Stephen and Kamar, you give through your companies. And I think there's some others of you who do the same thing. And I couldn't remember the exact amount that was deposited, but we do appreciate those of you who take advantage of your companies' giving programs, whether they're matching programs or others. So, but I think that was probably around $300 that we got, from the matching, the corporation. And then Facebook, some of you all, I know I do Facebook fundraising for my birthday. Some of you all do it for your birthday and other things. Giving Tuesday, we did it. And I haven't gotten a check from Facebook I did it for my birthday. And I think that was close to $500 that I raised for Adimu with my birthday post. But again, alumni, we appreciate those of you who make it a part of your business. And I don't know if Andre Price is here, but a big shout out to Andre. Andre gives monthly, to Adimu. And that really is appreciated. And I think that's one of the things I want to challenge and encourage you guys to do that. Just put it in a rotation. Some of you can make a recurring donation to Adimu, and that stuff really helps. Because as you can see with our expenses that I just showed you, it takes money, to run this organization. And I'm sure you guys know that. As far as corporate donations, big shout out to those of you who made it possible for us to get funding from companies. Lyndon, thank you for the donation that you were able to get for us for the STEP show from Truly Nolan. Lyndon has been a big help, and he drove the car to the STEP show, and the guy got a chance to take a picture in front of it. And he's positioned us actually to get additional funding from Truly Nolan for some of the things that we want to do in the future. So I appreciate Linda for stepping in with that. IB Glazing is the company that belongs to, some of you know Derek Blow. He was one of my students. He wasn't at Adimu, but he's a graduate of Adimu, one of my students, a graduate of Ely. And his dad owns a company, a glazing company. They make windows and doors and stuff like that. But he's a good friend of mine, brother in the church. And so he donated $300 to Adimu towards the STEP show as well. Foxtail Coffee, local coffee shop here in Pompano. And I think they're up in Orlando and other areas as well. They donated $100. KWA is a marketing company that's owned by Brian Oliver and his wife. They donated, those of you who were at the STEP show, you saw the table covering. That was donated by KWA, as well as the standing banner, Adimu banner that we had set up at the STEP show. That was donated by KWA. So we appreciate Mr. Oliver and his wife for those donations. And private donations between January and July, we received one. And this is from a family trust that donates to Adimu every year. And this year they donated $1,500. And this individual is not even a member, not even an alumni of Adimu. They didn't even graduate from Blanche Ely, but they believe in this organization and the mission that we are about. And probably in the past 4 or 5 years, they probably donated close to, I would say about $10,000 to Adimu. And a lot of times it's when we needed buses for the college tours, need somebody to pay for that, get a donation of $3,000. And in the past years, they've given money towards scholarships and things of that nature. And that's what that donation was for. That went towards our scholarship. Okay. So that's our donations report. Any comments on that? All right. I'm gonna say that for now. Any comments or questions?
Hey Campbell. Hey Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Sorry, I was on the live stream, so I had an echo. With that family trust, is that anonymous? Is that somebody that we can pay our respects to or our regards to when we have our end of year dinner or anything like that? Have we done anything in the past to recognize them as essentially our top contributor, our top donor?
It's pretty much an anonymous donor. They don't want really anything.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the school year this year, back in June, I actually sent an email out to all those who donated to Adimu. I sent one to Truly Nolan. I sent one to, the donor, and just thanking them and sharing them some pictures and some highlights from the year, just to let them know that we appreciated their donation to Adimu. And so that particular, I'll talk with them about it, because I'm like you, man. I would like to recognize them, because they really have been generous with the organization, and it's helped out a whole lot. So we'll see. Maybe for our 25th anniversary, we can do something for them to recognize them. Any other questions or comments? All right, we'll keep it moving. Go back. All right, let's talk about goals and events for the upcoming school year. As I mentioned earlier, one of our number one goals is to increase the membership in Adimu to 40 members. And there's a reason why we have set this as a goal. For one, Mr. Williams, Tavares Williams, who's a Adimu alum, who's the principal at Blanche Ely, he really, really wants Adimu to have a bigger impact and presence at Ely. And if it was up to him, he would want to have 50 members, in the organization, because he really wants us to have a big presence at the school. And so I know with his backing and what we're trying to do in terms of working with the sponsor, who's Mr. Wilson Shirless, he's going to be returning and continue to be the sponsor. We're also looking to get an assistant, another teacher, to work with him to help carry the load of the organization. That some of you all remember, through the years, I had Ms. Fleming, I had Craig Johnson, I had Mr. Desir, Mr. Givehand, Mr. Davis, and a whole bunch of other folks that helped me with the Adimu, because it's a lot, especially when the individual has their own family and own issues, and they're a teacher as well. So in order to grow Adimu at Blanche, we're going to try to make sure we have the structure in place to allow us to reach that goal of 40 members. And that's also the reason why we want to achieve that number. That's a part of one of the grants that we submitted. And so I know they'll be checking for that. As I mentioned earlier, also, we want to reestablish the Silver Lake Middle School chapter. I'll be meeting with the principal in regards to that. We also have an interest from Coconut Creek High School in starting an Adimu chapter there. Some of you know Miss Nearer, Dr. Nearer. She was a teacher at Blanche Ely. She's now the principal at Coconut Creek High School. And one of the teachers there, Mrs. Rucker, formerly Erica Gregg at Blanche Ely. She's a teacher at Coconut Creek High School. She used to be a sponsor, the only female sponsor that Adimu ever had, and we have to recognize her too at our 25th anniversary. I'm just throwing that out there. But she's now at Coconut Creek, and she wants to bring Adimu to Coconut Creek High School. So probably sometime before the beginning of the school year, I'll be having a meeting with them to talk about what's required and how we can get a chapter at Coconut Creek High School. Let's see. Strengthen social media branding. And I know this is something, and Lyndon, I don't know if you want to chime in on this part. You and Muhammad, I know, have been sharing some ideas, but Lyndon, can you kind of give the guys a vision of what we're trying to do with our social media?
All right, so yeah, we definitely have to. We've been doing some stuff with social media, but I think we have a really big opportunity to capitalize on some marketing stuff with social media. That's not going to take us too far out of our comfort zone or whatever it is we're trying to do. So the basic gist of it is Muhammad came up with a schedule for basically every month there's something that's happening. And we're going to curate different posts so that we have a schedule and something consistent that's happening to be expected. We're also going to include it we're going to make it appealing. Because right now we got some stuff that's going and being posted, but I think, again, like I said, we have a great opportunity here for some marketing and getting Adimu into a broader, a broader vision. People can see what we're really all about, and just building that brand of Adimu outside of just the high school and the alumni network. That's the real goal. And I think it's gonna start with beginning of the school year. We do want to get some video done. If we do have any of the current members that's on here, we do want to try to get like a hype video done for the beginning of the school year, before the beginning of the school year. That way we can entice some more engagement and get some more eyes on the club so that we can reach that 40 member goal early in the year.
Right. Mohammed, I don't know if you wanted to chime in on that. No, y'all good?
If there's any ideas or anything out there, or if anybody wants to be included or anything like that, just reach out to us. And I mean, we got it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We would just appreciate it, the more people that we can get involved, the better it is, man. Better it is.
All right. So, and that's me, the guy that's been posting. Most of y'all probably know that. That's me posting stuff on IG and Facebook for Adimu. So I try to do the best that I can, but there's always room for improvement and helping out. Josiah, what's up?
You do a good job, bro.
Thank you.
I have somewhat of an idea in terms of like the social media branding. I'm just gonna shoot it off the top of my head. I was thinking like, maybe we also have like a page or like a co-poster with Mr. Campbell that of a student that's actually like in the club. Because I could recall when I did the takeover, or like when Rashad did the takeover, I feel like it got a lot of student engagement because it was, us posting us, because Mr. Campbell's no longer a teacher at Ely, so he doesn't really know the students like that. But there's students at Ely in the club, so I feel like if we had like a student ran page of for Adimu, or like a student who also ran the Adimu page with Mr. Campbell, something along those lines.
I would agree. I think that's what I'm trying to encourage, is that we have more involvement, especially from current members, because you guys know what's going on in the schools better than any of us do. And we can study marketing and all of that good stuff, but y'all know what's happening there. And that's right now we're focused on trying to get to this 40 member mark. We want that to happen and include building the brand. But if you guys can repost, if you guys can put your input on, or if you have videos or pictures that you want to submit, or submit to the team that's doing the social media branding, like, you guys have that direct link to us. You know what I mean? So I would really encourage anybody that wants to get involved to get involved. And like I said, there's a direct link, and we can make sure that we keep it congruent, we keep it leveled with what's happening for real inside of the school.
That's definitely something. That's doable, because ultimately, we give this, access to the social media platforms over to that team that's working on it. So, and they can post whatever, like Linda was saying, on a monthly basis or a regular basis to our social media platforms. So we'll be talking about that and how you guys can help out more. And again, as Lyndon said, if you all have any ideas or suggestions, please reach out to him. Also, in terms of our goals and events for the year, we're going to continue to identify and apply for grants and other funding opportunities and sources. I'll be talking about one of those in just a few minutes. Muhammad is going to give us some information on one of those, because that's a big funding. We rely heavily on donations from Adimu, from alumni, and that's good. You guys have been doing a great job with that. But in order for us to do greater things, we're going to need greater funding. We're going to need more funding. Okay. And so that's why we're starting to identify and look for other grants and funding opportunities. Because one of the things we want to do is start offering a stipend or pay staff, executive director, administrative secretary, step team coach, and even a staff assistant. We want to start paying these individuals for the work that they do with the organization, because it's getting harder and harder to find folks that want to do what is required, in terms of the time. It's hard to find folks that are willing to do that for free. And, of course, we appreciate people who do it, who volunteer and do it for free. But, I think it's time we move to that level where we start paying these individuals for their time and their credentials. And so we're going to be moving towards it. That's one of our goals for the 2024-2025 school year. Some things that you guys can put on your calendar already. March, as I said, March 2025 will be Adimu's 25th anniversary. And that is a milestone that we, if it is the Lord's will, plan to celebrate. The last celebration we had was for our 20th anniversary. And, that was right before the pandemic shut everything down. And so, in March 2025, we really want to celebrate this milestone. And so we're bringing back, our goal is to bring back one of the events we did several years ago, and that's the Young Men's Summit. In addition to that, we want to have our 25th anniversary banquet, like we did at the Signature Grand for, I think that was the 15th anniversary that we had at the Signature Grand. Matt, you're shaking your head, man. It's been that long. It's been that long.
I'm just thinking it's a far cry from Golden Corral. We had some humble beginnings.
Nah, Denny's.
Yeah, it's a far cry from Golden Corral. And believe it or not, we just got word that they're actually closing Signature Grand. So there's no longer a venue. They're turning it into a warehouse. Somebody bought it and turned it into a warehouse. But anyway, March 14th, gentlemen, please go ahead and put that on your calendar. As y'all, I mentioned to y'all time and time again, we have close to 300 alumni that have come through this organization. If we could get at least half of that number at our anniversary banquet, it would make a huge difference, And so, but you guys need to go ahead and put that on your calendar. That's a Friday, March 14th. And the reason why we did it on a Friday, because we're trying to get you guys also to be here for the step show, which would be on that Saturday. So it's similar to the schedule we had for the 20th anniversary. So the Battle of the Best Step Show, which is what we call it now, is scheduled for Saturday, March the 15th. And so March 8th is a Saturday before our anniversary celebration weekend. So please go ahead and put those dates in your calendar and make plans to attend. And so we're going to be setting up a committee to plan the anniversary events, because we know many of you have families. You may want to bring your wives, your children, whatever the case may be. So we want this to be a kind of inclusive weekend for those of you who have families, or you may want to come down just by yourself, and participate. But the anniversary committee will be working on that. Now, here's the great part here. Fundraising goal. In order to do the things that we would like to do, including the paid staff, including the other activity, the college tours that we want to do. When we apply for one of the grants, they ask that we do an operating budget. And so when we sat down and look at all the things that we want to do, from the induction ceremonies to the awards banquet to the anniversary celebration, we realized that we had a goal. We need about $75,000 and that will take us from August of this year activities all the way to June of next year. Now, like I said, this includes a budget for the anniversary banquet. Some of those funds will, what do you call it, get back from, tickets and stuff like that. And for the step show, the same. But overall expenses is about $75,000. And to be honest with you, gentlemen, some of you all know, I know Matt working with a school, that's a lot in one respect, but it's relative in because it's really not a lot when it comes to some, organization and nonprofits and what their budget is and what their fundraising goals are. And so this is a modest goal for us to achieve. And we're going to need everybody on board in order to make that fundraising goal a reality. And I'll share with you, those who may be interested, the actual breakdown for the operating expenses that we came up with. Now, as far as getting this money, we have applied for the City of Pompano Beach Community Partnership Grant, and that we applied for funding for the Young Men's Summit and the step show. And the total amount that we applied for was $15,000. It was $7,000 for the step show and $8,000 for the Young Men's Summit. Combined, that comes to $15,000 that we applied for, and that will be announced. The recipients will be announced the week of July 25th. So y'all be praying for that. And as soon as we hear something, we'll definitely let you guys know. The other grant that we applied for is from the Sheriff's Office. This is from funds that they get from drug confiscations and property and all other kind of stuff, but they give that money back to the community. And so we applied for $10,000, and this is for operational costs. And we're really, in terms of the staff that I mentioned, we're not trying to pay $60,000 a year, but it's just a couple hours a week that we're asking to get paid for those hours. So, and that will cover from, I think that's 2025. So that's from January 2025 to December of 2025. So, and that's for, like I said, for salaries and stuff like that. And another funding opportunity, which is what Muhammad is going to talk about, is a membership platform called Apricot. And Muhammad, I'm going to make you a co-host so you can share your screen to do what you need to do, because I won't be able to pull that up. I think I have to log in and do all the other stuff. So you got it, Muhammad? Wait for Muhammad to get that. Any questions, gentlemen? Let's see some of you here. Is that Lucky in here?
Can y'all hear me? I'm trying all the windows in the car.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So my concern based off of what's going on so far is that all right, we've established a step show date. Cool, perfect. You already know I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna help out, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm concerned about is apparently more than once we have been conflicted with parking and stuff at other events. Is that day gonna be mutually exclusive to Adimu? Has that been figured out?
Well, we and what Dries is talking about, for the past couple of times we've had the step show, there's been another event at Ely on that same night, a track meet. And there was so we did bring this to the administration. They said that won't happen again. And so we're gonna go ahead and secure, the facilities, because now everything is online. So we go ahead and pay for the, the gym and all that stuff to get on the calendar. So we have that space, but they've definitely reassured me that won't happen again. So, and the team, the committee that's going to be working on the step show, they're going to be working on all that stuff anyway.
Thank you. I asked about 15 minutes ago, give or take, my bad, about timing, but about does Adimu pay in tax credit? So Lyndon mentioned wanting a hype video there are people out there that understand what Adimu is, you know, and what it's about, stuff like that. They're not necessarily asking for money, but they would like a little piece of something. So like, there's a Adimu offer tax credit. So when they go to file at the end of the in April, you know, they have something to give them some type of break.
All right, gentlemen, I need you to hear me loud and clear. Adimu is a 501c3 charitable organization. That means any donations that are made to this organization can be deducted on your taxes. So to answer your question, Jai, yes. We do have the number, you know, the tax code or whatever it is that is needed, but Adimu is a nonprofit, so you can definitely, and that goes for alumni. Whatever you guys donate, please make sure you know that Adimu is recognized by the IRS as a charitable organization. Muhammad, you ready? I don't know if you're talking or not, because I can't hear you. He must.
All right. I'm trying to see if you guys can see my screen or not.
Yeah, yeah, we can see it.
All right. So good?
Well, now it just disappeared, though.
All right. What's happening?
Yeah, I can see it now.
They keep stopping right there when you try to switch screens, Mo.
He's freezing. Lyndon, are you able to pull that up? Cause I think he sent the email to all of us.
Let me try to pull it up now.
In the meantime, Muhammad, are you able to just talk about it?
Yeah. So I'll start. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
It keeps muting automatically too. All right. So as we've been alluding to, we've been trying to find ways to raise additional money more consistently and to support the growth goals that we have, right? And so everybody here is an alumni. I think you guys can all agree that Adimu has a special offering that a lot of organizations don't really offer. We have a really specific focus on trying to develop young men. And I think, you know, as a board of directors and everybody else, we think that we really want to be able to expand that presence and have a bigger impact in our communities beyond just like Ely and whatnot. So to do all that, right, you need a lot of money. And one way a lot of organizations have been doing that successfully, thanks, Linda, has been through, oh, okay, thank you, has been through kind of repurposing how they, reorganizing how they establish themselves. And so I think Adimu is a good candidate for this, and the board of directors agreed. We want to shift to a membership type of style for everyone who's participating in Adimu. And this would be similar to if you guys, you know, listen to NPR radio, or you have a Netflix account or something like that, where you have these subscriptions and you support these nonprofit organizations or even a service that you get for that monthly fee. And so that's kind of the model we want to go after now. And so this would be kind of our initial kickoff of that idea and that concept. Mr. Campbell mentioned Apricot. That's just a background platform we're going to use to actively keep information on the members, set up automatic payments, integrate the website into that. It helps us establish all the events we have. So like for the Step Show, we can create all the marketing content in there, it creates tickets for us, et cetera, et cetera. So that'll be added to our kind of monthly fixed costs. But it's not really that expensive for how much it's doing for us. So we're going to kick that off. We're in the middle of getting all that organized and set up to allow people to even join as a member. But really what this is a fundraising type of approach, and also redefines how we consider ourselves as members of Adimu. All right, so we can push through it. You know, just a reminder of everybody who's here. Obviously, we don't need to say it out loud, but you know who Adimu is, right? When we were established, we were just talking about 25 years coming up. Mr. Campbell just reiterated that we're a 501c3 organization, and what we try to represent and exemplify. You go next slide. All right, so why would anyone want to join a Adimu membership? And that includes everybody on this call, as alumni, including myself, even Mr. Campbell. So we want to be part of this growth and community impact. So what I've seen in market research is that people often would like to put their money in places that makes them feel good, that provides value to them, and provide some sort of entertainment sometimes as well. And really what people are doing now, these private type of organizations and clubs, they're engaging with these like-minded members, just like we are, just right now. And these are other people's in what we'll call like the Adimu collective. If you're a member, you receive exclusive and early access to all the Adimu content. So right now, Adimu offers, you know, people come in and do speaking on different topics. We offer kind of video tutorial chats on some of those things. We offer some Zoom type of meetings, social media content somewhat, but we're improving that. The new, like we talked about our new plan there. And then there's going to be more, right? There's also step shows. There's also outings that we do, meetups, and there's college tours, and there's all these other community events we do. All those things we're going to start grouping into what will be only available to Adimu members. And again, we're going to redefine what it means to be a member. So for people who are not members, they'll see snippets of it. It'll be available on our social media content as basically previews, things like that, to really try to entice people to join. But otherwise, it's going to be kind of exclusive to the people who are members. Again, Adimu is a nonprofit, so someone's considering joining as a member, anything you pay for as a monthly subscription fee would be tax deductible. And obviously all the proceeds would be supporting the young men in these middle and high school chapters that we have. So I went back and I've been doing Adimu taxes for basically the last 18 years or more. And I went back and looked through all the financial reports, and what we've been doing, which is pretty good in terms of efficiency, we can do better. Every dollar we received as a donation, that actually is enough money to help four of the members, high school members, do what they need to do each year throughout their activities at Adimu. So anything that requires us to pay for them, if it's a college tour or if it's a scholarship, it's kind of all blended in there and averaged out. So keep that in mind. And then we want to expand it, right? There's college scholarships, but not every one of our members go to college. Some graduate high school and join a family business or open a new business or go to vocational school or some other kind of practice. You know, if they're not going to college, is it right for us to only offer scholarships? Well, we could also expand that to do other things, such as an example, provide some kind of seed funding for them to go get a meeting, you know, like a business license or a specific training for how to open their business and things like that. So we can help, alumni and graduates in other ways besides just scholarships. So beyond that, there are other benefits that will come out of this. There's going to be partnerships that Adimu establishes more formally, and also other perks, right? As we have this type of membership, if you, again, are familiar with other types, they usually end up having co-branded or course-supported brands across a different variety of things. For example, let's say we partnered with a clothing store that has ties and suits or something like that, right? People who are members will get a discount if they bought those type of outfits. So that's just as an example. So those are the type of things we would be working towards and looking forward to offer anyone who's a member. So the next slide, and I'll open up for questions because that'll be the last thing. So here are the Adimu membership levels. Anyone can be involved, and I would say a supporter unofficially of Adimu, which would be $0 a month, right? They can join and be followers on any of our social media content across any of the apps. They're welcome to any of the open invite events that we have. If we host a step show or whatever it is, obviously anyone's welcome to come in, pay what they got to pay to get in, enjoy the show. And so that's obviously going to continue to be that way. But what we're going to want to do is start adding additional features and exclusivity for the people who are in these additional membership categories that are shown below. So any of the middle school or high school current students won't have to pay a fee every month, and they'll get access to everything. That's basically being in the Adimu club itself. There's college students who may or may not be alumni. They will have to pay nothing if they continue to stay actively engaged with their contact information every year. So in the past, we spent a lot of effort trying to keep contact information of just alumni, and it's been really difficult. And so this would be an incentive for them not to have to pay, and as long as they keep their information updated so we can reach out to them and continue to advertise to them in a way, but also offer them different services and things like that that Adimu is doing. So college students, they have enough things to worry about in terms of paying for school, so we're not going to try to add additional cost to their lives. All right, and then there's alumni, which it could be a college student if you're willing to. We're going to set the bar at $5 a month for that. And then there's what we're calling Friends of Adimu, which we've had for a while. And those would be $8 a month for a membership. And these prices, didn't pull them out of the hat, did a lot of research and where these numbers come from and what the end result would be with different membership levels. And this basically supports the goals that Mr. Campbell was already talking about earlier. So that's why they're the numbers that they are. Also, I think it's the right dollar value for the value that we're going to bring. Again, we're going to have a lot of exclusive content online and in person. If you're a monthly member with these 4 categories, future events, all included. So step show comes around, you don't have to pay to get in. If you're paying your monthly fees, you're active member, you get in step show for free, for example. When there's items that we are developing or co-developing with others, we're going to call these collective type things. Let's say it's artwork or community meetup event or something like that. You get access to those. You get early access to, let's say we have a Adimu clothing line or something like that. You would get the first drop of what those are. And then really beyond just like the material things and the access to experiences, it's really just doing what we do today. It's just trying to develop yourself, be yourself, and better develop yourself into a better person. And then while you're doing that, you're still supporting all the current members that are in the clubs in the different chapters. I'm gonna stop there. Any questions? Something you don't like that you saw? Any feedback?
I got a quick question. I don't know if you said it or not, but what do you think as far as like timeline to get this rolling?
Sure. Yeah. Good point. So I was hoping to have it actually ready for today, but as I was going through the the online app to get all this organized. It's a little time consuming, so I'm assuming it's going to take me at least two weeks to a month to convert all that information on there. And then we're going to have the board of directors kind of be the first test guinea pigs to set up their membership profiles and whatnot to make sure we understand how the tool works really well. And then I'll say my real goal is to have it before school starts again, have everything set up. So late August, early September, have everything set up, ready to go. And we'll do a marketing type of campaign to ask everybody to start joining.
But I will say, to piggyback on what you said, Mo, we all got a gist of what we're trying to do. So if you can, and I'm glad you asked that question, CJ, because if you can, let's get it started now. I mean, we start investing into what we're trying to build now, you know, for everybody on here. Let's not wait until next month or whenever we get this platform set up. We still got PayPal from the website. We still got, you know, Zelle and Cash App. Let's start doing this now because we got some big money to bring in. Because we got to make, we trying to make some things happen now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think more to that point is just more of the mental commitment of that financial commitment of just getting into that mindset of we're going to try to redefine what membership means. And if you fall in that category of where it's $5 a month or whatever, kind of getting that mentality and getting used to that. So for sure, you can start doing that now and then convert over to the other system once it's ready to go pretty soon.
I also do have like a follow-up question, if you don't mind. Mr. Campbell talked about earlier, we have like what, close to, you said 300 alumni, right?
Yep.
So now we have like 23 people on this call. What do we think about as far as like getting the engagement from the other 280-ish? How do we plan to possibly get them on board, informed and then on board, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Do we have any thoughts about that?
Yeah. Yeah, we got to do a little bit of marketing campaign and apply some strategic push for that. And
actually,
part of that is
Muhammad, one thing I want to interject here is that that is one of the committees that we're going to establish, CJ. And one we've tried to do all along is that alumni engagement, not just for this particular project, but you know, for other things that we want to do in terms of the input of the alumni. And so we'll have a committee that's going to be focused on that. And as Muhammad kind of mentioned as well, you know, with the marketing piece. And one thing we often say is, even with those alumni that are here, you know, you reach out to those, maybe the guys that you stay in touch with who graduated with you in the Adimu, and just making sure they're connected, making sure they're aware, making sure they're involved with or as an alumni. And so there are different things and levels of engagement, but we're going to leave it up to that particular committee to identify a strategy, you know, for reaching out and engaging alumni.
Absolutely.
Javinsky, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I had my hand up. I was thinking the same thing because there's 300 of us and barely like 50 of us show up. That's kind of been my thoughts on every time we have a meeting of this caliber.
Yeah, so that's something that we got to work on. And we and as I think Lyndon mentioned it, and some other guys have mentioned as well, it's always been an issue, you know, of keeping these guys engaged. And you all understand the value of Adimu. It really means something to you. This organization is not just a school club, you know, for it to have existed for 25 years, and or even for you guys to be in this meeting shows the impact of this organization and the fact that other schools are interested in starting Adimu chapters, not just, you know, the ones that I mentioned earlier, but I've gotten calls and messages from people outside of the state of Florida, churches, that have been interested in establishing chapters of Adimu where they're located. And so, but people, our alumni, have to understand the value of this organization. And one thing I told the guys, the current members this year, is that especially the Blanche Ely chapter, that's the flagship chapter. It's the model chapter. And so we got to make sure that that chapter is on point, because it will serve as the model. And so to whom much is given, much is required. And so we're going to be stressing that with the current members and also with the alumni as well, because you guys serve as a model of what Adimu was able to do, in the lives of young people. And so it's going to be something that alumni engagement is critical, to what we're trying to do. And I think what it is, as Linda mentioned with the social media, the marketing piece, as the name gets out there more, you know how people are bandwagon, they want to get on, and oh yeah, I'm a part of that. That's why, I was in 2007 or whatever it was, but they only want to get on board when they see the train moving. So, well, we got to get the train moving on it though.
Yeah, that's exactly the point I was about to make too, Cameron. Is when you add all the stuff we're about to do, people are going to be knocking on our doors to want to be a part of it.
Right. I still have guys that graduated from me that weren't members of Adimu contacting me asking me how can they become a member of Adimu, and I mean this is years after they graduated. Is that John's hand with the iPhone? Is that you, John?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I just wanted to give a quick shout out to CJ. Actually, like I'm listening to the conversation. I understand that I may just repeating stuff, but shout out to CJ, man. The reason why I bring that up is because we're talking about community engagement, everybody coming together. And CJ may not remember this, but once upon a time, he was like, "Yo, everybody just hit up your brothers and try and get 2 or 3 people to come through." Now I hit up 5, and a few came. But I don't know if this is appropriate or not, if I should be saying this, but to be honest with you, I'm going to start reaching out and working out with brothers, the alumni that actually care. I know I got to be politically correct and I can't really use profanity. So I'm going to say, like, actually care, actually give and are willing to participate. And that's the route I plan on taking. But gentlemen, give me feedback if you think I'm wrong.
Yeah.
If I can jump on that train too, well, just quick shout out to Demetrius. I shot him a quick text to hop on, and he's here.
I was gonna give him a shout out too, and I saw his name pop up on the screen.
I did it kind of last minute too, so real shout out to him for hopping on with us.
What's happening, Demetrius? Good to see you, man. See your name and see you here. Muhammad, anything else you need to go over as relates to that? Because we want to move on so we can come to a close.
No, we can move on.
I have something to put on.
No, yeah, go ahead. We can move on, but just everybody just keep a lookout for when we actually open up the membership drive.
Just to add something to it.
What's that, Nasaki?
I was just going to add that if we have more alumni basically getting involved, we'll be able to open more chapters around. Because like I told you, one of the things I did as a side hustle was working as a substitute around the Broward County area. And it just popped into my mind. I should have probably gotten into contact with some of the principals of some of the schools I've been in, mostly in like the Pompano Beach, Coconut Creek, and Coral Springs and Fort Lauderdale area, to open up a chapter in some of the middle schools and high schools that I've subbed at.
Yeah. So we're going to make it happen, gentlemen. This is our year. Coming into the 25th anniversary, we're going to take this thing up to the next level. And so talking about the next steps, what we need to do now, one of the things that each one of us can do, and I don't know if each of you is a part of it, make sure you join the alumni WhatsApp group. WhatsApp is an app that I think most of us probably have. And Jai and I think CJ and some others, they started a group on WhatsApp some time ago. And we have, a good amount of guys that are a part of the group now, but with 300 alumni, we can definitely have far more than what we have now. And it's a great way to have everybody in the same group, but that's a simple thing that every alumni can do. Go ahead, John.
No, see, about the WhatsApp thing. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. But think about it, gentlemen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, don't just join the WhatsApp group and then mute it or don't
Yeah.
respond. Because like it could be as simple as promotion, as simple or simple as checking on your people, or a brother may genuinely need a favor. For example, shout out to Josiah if he's in the chat. I don't drive. Josiah don't even know me. Came to my hood and scooped me up, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. I'm bringing up to summarize. Like, join the WhatsApp, but don't just be there for no reason. Actually show your part, be actually show that you care, respond, and show some love.
Get engaged. So definitely join that. And guys, as we grow this organization, again, I think it was alluded to earlier, if there are so many opportunities, networking and things of that nature within this organization. Some of you have and work with companies when you have job openings that are available, even sharing that information in the group. Because you never know, somebody may be looking for employment or looking to transfer, whatever the case may be. And if you as a brother in Adimu have that type of information, share it in the group, and that's how, because the more I see what you guys are doing, like we were able to get Chris Hall to do the home buyers workshop. Stephen Duncan did the career workshop that we had, during the pandemic, and we've done the secure the bag financial workshop in the past. But because you guys have a plethora of skills, talents, and resources that can benefit other people, and so share that information, share those resources with other people. And one way you can do that is donate to Adimu. We talked about some, not just monetary, but those of you who are in South Florida, you can, volunteer time, come and speak at a meeting. If you have services, work for a company, or even if you have a company that provides certain services that may benefit Adimu, go ahead and open up and share that. And you can donate to Adimu in several ways. Also, we want to encourage you to volunteer on a committee. As I mentioned, we got several committees that we're going to be establishing. The 25th Anniversary Committee, the Young Men's Summit, the Step Show, Fundraising Committee, and Alumni Engagement. And so if you're interested in being a part of one of those committees, what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and just put it in the chat, identifying what committee that you want to work with, because we are recording this, so it'll be easy for us to go back and look at those who are interested in being in the committee. So if you want to be on one or more committees, go ahead and indicate that. With Zoom now, even if you're not in South Florida, you can still be on a committee, because you guys can meet, and especially when it comes to the 25th Anniversary Committee. So please, in the chat, indicate what committee you want to work with. I'd like for guys to do that now, if you can.
What location is the Young Men's Summit being held at?
What's that?
The location of the Young Men's Summit.
We're looking at having that Ely. Both the summit and the step show, of course, will be Ely. We have not picked out a location for the anniversary banquet. That's something that the anniversary committee will look into, and other things that we might want to do. Mr. Williams, the principal at Ely, mentioned something about Adimu getting a plot or something at Ely, or planting a tree, or having a placard or something like that in honor of our 25th anniversary. But the anniversary committee will actually identify those events and plan it out. For the Young Men's Summit and the Step Show, the goal is to have it at Eden. So again, go ahead and identify what committee you want to work on. And then lastly, just ways that you can donate to Adimu, Cash App, Zelle, and PayPal. And most of you guys are familiar with that. And make sure you're familiar with these basic facts about Adimu, that we are a 501c charitable organization. We got a mailing address, a website, adimu.org. We're on Facebook, got a Facebook group, got a Facebook page. We're on Instagram. Make sure, especially as alumni, that you are on all of those platforms. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, and I don't know anything about TikTok and none of that stuff. That's up to Lyndon and those guys to kind of work on that. But that's all I have for our agenda tonight. Are there any questions, comments at this time?
You said you've been thinking of getting into contact with several schools, like Silver Lakes Middle, for example, to get a chapter started, correct? Because you said they
Yes.
previously had one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I subbed there before. Let me know when you plan on meeting with them. And if possible, just let me know. I'll try to make it there, okay? Other schools I've had in mind were Lions Creek Middle and Monarch High School.
Now, and we'll have this at a separate meeting, but one of the main things I want to say about a Adimu chapter is the success of a chapter depends on the advisor sponsor, you know, and they need to have somebody on that campus that's going to be committed to Adimu as much as, or as Mr. Campbell is committed to Adimu in order for it to be successful.
Yes, sir.
All right, any other questions?
No questions really, but if you have like 5 minutes, as well as Lyndon, after everybody leaves, I'd like to share something with you real quick if you don't mind.
All right, we'll do. Anything else, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real quick. Whoever we're talking about, their substitute teacher, I don't recognize the voice. Hit me up if you're looking to expand within Barnes schools. We are looking for people, blah, 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 whether, substitute teacher, campus monitor, whatever. Gentlemen, going back to the WhatsApp group chat thing, please pay attention. Please help. We do have a pending barbecue, right? I was blowing up the WhatsApp the other day, challenging some of you guys, right? Josiah and I shouldn't be the only ones doing all the work, although it's my house, it's going to be used for the venue. But just please pay attention. Please stay in touch. If you are in South Florida, if you want to take a flight, come hang out with us, man. Like, we try to do it big. My backyard once upon a time had over 150 people in the backyard. You can get it on and popping. So just pay attention to the chat. That's all I got to say, because we are planning something for July 13th.
Mr. Wiggins, the link to the WhatsApp is in the chat if you're able to access that. It's good to see you, man, in the meeting tonight. Fabrice and who was that? Somebody else said they were finally able to join the meeting. And I'm glad you guys could make it. That's all I have. Muhammad, Stephen, Lyndon, board members, anything else you guys want to add before we close out?
Oh, when will the next meeting be?
Probably sometime in December. No,
Okay.
I'm sorry, it'll be in January. Now, there may be some call meetings between now and the end of the year, but we try to have these meetings at least twice a year for the alumni.
All right.
But those committees that I mentioned will be meeting in the meantime, because we definitely got to get started on our anniversary stuff right away. All right,
okay.
Javinsky?
Yes, I was wondering, has anyone been in contact with Jeff September and Rudy? Because I've lost track of them.
Anybody in here even knows who those guys are, Javinsky? Maybe some people.
Oh, okay.
All right. But that's all I have, guys. If the board members don't have anything else, please follow up and do those things. I'll be looking at the volunteers for the committees, and then we'll start getting those groups to meet and start making plans for those particular events and activities. You guys take care of yourselves. Hope everybody's family is well. And if you got any family in Jamaica or in the islands or wherever else that has been impacted by a storm, we're praying for you guys. And y'all be safe wherever you all are around the world, because you guys are literally everywhere. Let me see. Somebody said I need a shirt, man.
Campbell, that's me, man. Campbell, that's me. I've been going back and forth with you about that, the whole business all thing and all that.
There we go. All right. So we're gonna have a closing prayer, and then I'm gonna stop the recording. Then if you guys want to hang out, and I'm gonna stop the live stream. If you guys want to hang out and talk, you definitely can do that. All right, gentlemen, we'll go ahead and say a prayer and we'll be dismissed. Heavenly Father, again, we thank you so much for this opportunity that you've given unto us to be able to come together and discuss this organization and how we can move Adimu forward and have an even greater impact on the young men in our community, not just here locally, but wherever we can get an Adimu chapter established, Father. We just pray for your knowledge, understanding, and your wisdom, the events that we are trying to achieve, the goals that we have established and will establish. We pray that you will give us good success in all those endeavors so that we can help these young men to be all that you have created them to be. And Father, I pray and ask that you watch over every member who made the time to join this meeting tonight. Bless them and their families and with what they are in need of, and just keep us until we're able to meet again. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, gentlemen, we are done. Right, let's see. They get